Greetings again from the fifth dimension. It's your boy Spaceman Mike. Okay, do that again. Greetings from the fifth dimension. It's your captain speaking, the Spaceman.
Damn, I messed up. We gotta go bald, fam.
Oh, shit.
What the fuck am I doing? I come out here to bullshit. I ain't come out here to bullshit.
Start digging in your butt, twin.
What? What?
Damn, what was that open I just thought of? Greetings from the fifth dimension. Spaceman Mike, your captain, YouTuber. And I came to do some YouTube shit.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the.
Yeah, boy.
But nah. On a more serious tip, let me screw this back some. Y'all all up in it. Hey. But yeah. I came to talk to you guys today about my transition from religious to spiritual type stuff. And like everybody else, you feel me? That was kind of your end all be all. It was everything, you feel me? Our answers. I mean, not everybody else. Of course, there are people that are scientific, but other than the scientific community and the opt-out community, for everybody else, religion was kind of the end all be all. It was everything. And of course, I got curious. And that led to spirituality.
He's pulling his cock out.
Take some notes. Okay. So, let's start with the definition of spirituality. You all know what religion is, and
You know the rules, and so do I.
and how your relationship with it. We all pretty much know what it is. But spirituality, on the other hand, is very much up for debate still. It's new for people, so that's why I say kind of up for debate, or get my hand like this. But for the most part, let's start with the definition of spirituality. Spirituality, the quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. So, a brief summary of my religious journey. Kid in the South, so of course you're going to church. Everybody's mom and grandma go to church. There was a time when I was about 13 and my family stopped going to church. Reasons are not important. I, 13-year-old, decided to keep going to church every Sunday and Wednesday. I found my way to and from until they got a church bus going. Shout out to my church and my godmoms. After doing that for some time, fast forward to 16, and I'm talking about all in. I was, leader of the youth, helping coordinate events and working at the church during summertime, even as the art teacher and everything. I was all in, like church boy. And around 16, I got a girlfriend who was also a church girl, and what was even funnier about it, she kind of mirrored me at her church, meaning like she was kind of leading the youth and move up. and doing all the extracurriculars as a teenager as opposed to being outside, just hanging out, thugging. And not to say I didn't do none of that. I did a little bit of both. But, yay. So fast forward to, 16, from 13, still all in. But all the while curious. And we can even rewind it to like the reason why I started or stayed going to church, or I was so curious. Confirmation burp.
Confirmation burp, excuse me.
Is because of this song called Vice Versa by Pastor Troy. And I don't know what it is about that song, but it busts my little brain wide open with curiosity. And it wasn't that the song was just so convincing, but it was the boldness to ask questions. The boldness to be like, what if everything we know ain't really everything we know? Who knows? You feel me? Like, it's been passed down so long. Like, even if you're just going off of like what was passed through your family, like at what point did it get diluted? At what point then did rules get changed? At what point did people just not follow the rules of that certain tradition? You feel me? So same with religion. And we're not gonna get started on the religious wars and battles and all that other stuff. It just further adds to the ignorance. But yeah, that was at 13, that contributed to me staying, along with, of course, being enticed by little girls in the church and whatnot. But for the most part, like, that wasn't enough to keep me going to church every Sunday and Wednesday. It added to it, but it was mostly my curiosity. I used to sit at the front pew and be looking the pastor right in the eyes because I'm curious. And granted, like, yeah, the small experiences here and there, I don't think they're important right now. The main gist is to get y'all through the journey. So 13, curiosity from Pastor Troy got me staying in church even when the whole family stopped going. 16, I found a girlfriend outside of my church that goes to a whole nother church and kind of mirrors my likeness type vibe, which was dope. You feel me? Like, it felt good to, and not at all, I wasn't hiding who I was in school at all. Like, motherfuckers knew what I did. Like, I was always me for the most part. But like, having another teenager my age, a girl that's going, you know what I'm saying, that's riding about Jesus and God like I am, that was really dope. That was really cool. Yeah! So we vibing and whatnot for a few years. Fast forward to like maybe 19, I think we did like a Bible study. And like, at this point, I'm already curious about things, so I always do like research and study up on things. But like, there was this point where me and this lady at my girlfriend's church, we were having Bible study at her house actually. And she had said something along the lines of like all rappers being like devil worshipers and agents of sin and all that stuff. And I'm not blind to all the Illuminati bullshit that goes on in the world or whatever, but like, or that's said on the internet, not saying what's going on in the world, because until you've been there, bro, I can't say that shit's true or not, man. I'm sorry, I don't fucking know, to be honest. But like, I'm not blind to all the gossip, but for the most part, man, from my personal experiences, listening to some Lil Wayne or some Eminem or some, you feel me, some Luda, like back when I was legit, I ain't gonna talk about the new ones right now because they helped me too. But like back when I was a teenager, when she said these things, there were actual rappers, poets, wordsmiths that pulled a young, lonely me out of sad, dire times and kept my head above water, and I was able to, move through the next day without, too much baggage because I listened to somebody else's song and they probably went through something worse than me, and they're telling the song through rhymes, and now they blinging and they're shining and everybody's happy and shit. Not all the time, but for the most part, like, they got bread because they got through that situation, was able to alchemize it and turn it into something beautiful for the world to get through their situations as well. And so, you know, like, I was getting ahead of myself right there. But still, you see where I'm going with this. It's like, when she said that, that kind of like was the, I guess, the second catalyst. Like, I don't know, outside of religion. To push me outside of religion as far as my thinking goes. Because, yeah, religion can keep people like boxed up mentally, but it can also be like the gateway to spirituality. Straight up. And I kind of see it as both. But at the same time, actually, no, mine's a gateway. With me, religion was a gateway to spirituality. It wasn't like, oh, it's religion or spirituality, and one is definitely better than the other. Like, nah, it's on some shit where, like, bro, without religion, I wouldn't even be spiritual. Like, hey, man. So, it's little instances that make you curious. There was situations that made me curious about going in and staying in church, even when it's not cool and nobody else wants to do it. Like, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna see what's up. And there are situations that's like, all right, it's time to learn more, because I couldn't argue back with that lady on why I feel the way I feel besides saying what I said to y'all. And that's emotional, you feel me? I ain't no scriptures to back that up, so ain't nobody really trying to hear all that. But for the most part, it's, oh man, that's real life. Like, how I grew up, man, or my background, I needed that, bro. Like, I was adopted.
Do you have any relationship with your father?
What's that? What's a father?
Yeah, but it's a funny ass story how, like, it was my aunt's best friend that adopted me back into the family. So I'm kind of living with my family, kind of not, you feel me? But we vibing, but we not. And man, shit was crazy. Shit was really crazy, for real. So anything helped. Anything that wasn't the norm, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, escaping helped, to be honest. Like, you know, movies, cartoons, music, all that definitely helped. So it was hard for me to see that such beauty, and it wasn't that hard for me to see. Yeah, I know about the devil being the leader of the music and all that other. I know the stuff. Y'all don't gotta tell me. I know the stuff, but what I believe, and this is another thing that really pushed me out of religion and into spirituality. Because how I believe, I don't really think people be serious out here for real. Because if you believe in God, you believe that even though the devil may have his little playtime, God ultimately got to say. So even if you just religious, you should be the most optimistic person out here, bro. If I'm keeping it a bean. So that, and it was like something I used to go hard about when I was like 18, 19, 20. Like, bro, well, how you saying you religious or you Christian and you out here believing that the devil just got the hold on everything type vibe? I believe that ultimately good gonna win. I believe that ultimately, and this is, trust me, we still just on the religion vibes. I haven't even got to my spiritual journey at all. But this is how I was believing before I even knew about spirituality. It's like, at the end of the day, man, y'all gave us duality, good or evil, who's gonna win, blah, blah. And in that, people get to learn, even though the Bible may be stripped for parts at this point. The Bible is stripped for parts at this point. Even then, you still can find some light and some truth out of that actually guides people to higher levels and stuff, and have them seeing through the BS that we live in daily. Man, you're not gonna tell me that it's the devil world, bro. I'm sorry. If anything, this is my world. Y'all just live in it. Type vibe. Because I just believe, like, man, if we here And we're God's children. We spoiled. I don't know if y'all believe like that or not, bro. Let me know in the comments below, bro. But I feel like, bro, we God's children, bro. We spoiled. We straight. We good for the most part. It's really up to you how good you want to be, for the most part. So that's how I was believing before I even really dove deep into spirituality. Because after that conversation with that lady on the demon shit, I was just on some shit where it's like, man, I ain't really trying to hear all that, bro, because it's like da-da-da-da. But at the same time, I was still going to church. I was still like being a church boy. It didn't really change my whole outlook on things, but it did ruffle my feathers a little bit because it felt non-expansive. It didn't feel like y'all don't think God can work through everything? Y'all don't think that God live in everything? I know that God live in everything. It was just solidified when I started being spiritual. I actually started knowing that, oh shit, yeah, it say it in the Bible and all this other stuff, but if you mix the science with the biblical stuff and then you do your own research, which by definition, that's low-key spirituality. You just care about the human spirit and the human soul. So you spend your spare time discovering that and learning that and researching that instead of chasing material shit. Then it was just like, oh shit. Like, don't get me wrong. There are some things where when you expand, you realize like, oh, that in the Bible was only for that time. And I don't want to incorrectly quote anything from the Bible right now. So I'm gonna do more research and bring y'all back on like some funny things out of the Bible that's just like, whoa, okay, guys. Oh, this is something I can't say. I know y'all ain't about to stone nobody. I know. That's something I do know. At the end of the day, that y'all not by the Old Testament eye for an eye nobody, right? So there are some things that were for a time that has passed, and now it's time to expand and learn and grow. I believe that God expands. I believe that God came here to expand through us. We came here to let God expand through us. That's what I believe. That's my spirituality. So, in turn, that's God. That's God. These are God. This is God. This little thing I'm under, God, bro. This bench I'm sitting on, God. What Khaled say? God did. So yeah, man, like, I don't know. I feel like this is important because I was actually having a conversation. I'm glad I'm only 17 minutes in, 18. I was having a conversation with these 3 women at the coffee shop, and the lady actually asked me, she was like, so are you religious or are you spiritual? And I was like, dang, that's crazy that you asked me that. I'm gonna have to put that in my video. Like now, this is my 4th time recording this video. And after all of them tries, I decided to just relax for a bit and let it come to me, do my due diligence as far as researching and just vibe. And when I went to the coffee shops to just kind of draw and chill, I ran into these 3 ladies having book club and had a dope conversation and actually sparked something like, as far as like, I was already trying to make sense of how I was going to deliver this information to you guys about like who I am and how I go about this whole spiritual, religious, woo-wop. But, and also why I'm the captain. It's a reason why I'm Cap, man. I'm experienced. Cap is experienced. So it's a reason why y'all should, man, hit the subscribe button, like the vid, be here for the next one. It's only gonna get better. And when I went out there and did my research, through another person, God be everywhere. God is in all of us. She was like, so are you spiritual or religious? And she had no idea what I was like. They had no idea that I was sitting there trying to get inspiration for my next video. Until I said something after they asked the questions. But still, it was just like to ask that question while I'm sitting here trying to figure out how I'm gonna deliver the information of spirituality and religion. That felt magical, man. That's what happens when you believe God is in every single aspect of life. Everything gets real magical, man. And things show up right on time, right when you need it. You don't have to try too hard or overexert yourself. You just gotta be. Sometimes you just gotta be. And when she asked that question, it literally gave me like I guess the footnote I needed in my brain to be like, okay, let's center things around this. After further research, here we are. I'm able to give it to you guys.
In life, there's roadblocks.
But yeah, until next time. Love you guys. Peace.
It ain't sunny now. Say you need a time and it's running out. Say you come around, but you ain't come around. Say you hold it down, but you ain't holding down. You turn it down, now what's the word around? Now tell me what's the word around? If a bitch wanna leave, then I'll